Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm going to be giving you my early impressions of Fuga Melodies of Steel 2 by CyberConnect 2. The week was kind of busy and this was supposed to come out earlier, but as I'm writing this, I have about 9 hours of game time and will be putting out a full review once I actually finish the game, hopefully with at least one new game plus, since there are some new game plus features, and so I can max out affinity with my characters. If you're a returning player, you'll be familiar with this mechanic. If not, I'll show you what it is in these first impressions so you know what you're getting into. Starting off, I'd like to say that if you haven't played the first game, you really should. It's about a group of child soldiers who get thrust into war and go on a mission to save their families from an analog of Nazi Germany scientists in a world that is a very cool mix of both aetherpunk and steampunk. The story takes place in the Little Tale Bronx universe that debuted for the PlayStation 1 with one of my personal favorite games of all time, and that's Tale Concerto. Like the first game, Fuga 2's gameplay loop is focused around navigating a series of branching pathways as you determine if you want resources or character experience. At first, it's pretty simple looking at what is never more than 3 branching paths at once, but is very interconnected with what is known as your intermission period, and this is where you use resources called AP to develop your relationship with your tank mates, cook for your crew to receive important buffs, and gather other resources to assist you through the game, such as collecting materials for upgrades, ingredients for cooking, valuables to sell, and character experience to assist you in combat. There are a few new features this time around, both within intermissions and within the navigation sections, as well as rebalancing of old abilities, a few new abilities, and much needed quality of life changes. Some of these include being able to look at enemies and abilities while in the team composition menu while in combat, judgment abilities, a new super weapon with its own conditions, airship assistance that allows you to progress through unvisited routes for more loot and XP, destroy enemy nodes, and so on. At first glance, the gameplay is nothing special, and admittedly, it is very simple, but I don't think that's to the bane of the series. In fact, it's one of the things I tend to like most here. If I had to describe the overall experience I've had playing both these games, it's like taking control of a TV drama series as I episodically progress through a whimsical, fun, and sometimes disheartening and depressing story. It's not without its emotional up and downs, but I think having a game where you don't have to rely on reflexes, eugenics to get the perfect character, or cross-checking a diametric grid to optimize unit placement is a very lighthearted approach to RPGs that is done well. It's kind of like the difference between days when you jump on your computer to get super sweaty over Valorant versus lying in bed playing Animal Crossing, at least as far as RPGs are concerned. Do I consider this inferior to a series like Final Fantasy or The Legend of Dragoon? Not at all, at least not if the metric were concerned with how much you enjoy the game versus how much is in the game purely on a technical and quantitative level. One of the other things that is done beautifully for a second time around is the artwork and music, and how they've managed to create scenes that, despite limited animation, are very pleasing to look at and capture the characters, their intent, and their emotions as well. The music itself was composed by Chikaya Fukuda, who works at CyberConnect 2 and composed music for games such as Dot Hack and Naruto, but has a long history with Sega as well. What you're hearing in this video is music exclusively from the Fuga series. I describe it as a mix of her prior works in Dot Hack, inspirations from Kingdom Hearts, and melodic, somber choir pieces with soft strings. Overall, just like Fuga 1, I'm really enjoying Fuga 2. It brings back everything I enjoyed from the first game and improves upon them in some way. I can't say yet whether or not this is worth the $40 price tag. I bought the bundle because it came with the OST as well as other in-game goodies, and I like supporting small studios. I won't be able to objectively say whether you should wait for a sale until I beat the game for my final review. If you did play the first one and enjoyed it, then this is a sure shoehorn into your collection, or if you're looking for a tailored RPG that doesn't demand hours of grinding a level, collecting gear, or just a generally low commitment, then this is a really obvious choice as well. At no point do I think trimming down the game makes it by any means bad. It just means that CyberConnect 2 is really able to focus on the qualities that make the game good and hone in on them. Anyway, thanks for watching the video, guys. Any kind of interaction with this or with my channel is greatly appreciated, as it puts me into the YouTube algorithm for other people to see. If you enjoyed this video, you might also enjoy my full-length review on Elden Ring, where I really deep dive in on my opinions of that game and why I think it's something you should buy. That said, have a good one. See ya.